Hello everyone and welcome back to the official Nick Walsh TV channel. We are live and welcome back. Guys, let's have a little conversation before we kick things off here. So a lot is going on right now. There's been a lot of bits and bobs that I've been working on behind the scenes. I think when I signed off last Thursday, I kind of indicated to you guys that I had a lot of projects that I sort of want to get off the ground. There's a lot of bits and really little things, but other things that I wanted to improve upon for the stream. When I say I spent last weekend working a lot, that's probably a massive understatement. I did something nice for Valentine's Day and then pretty much spent the rest of the weekend a little bit sick, and then also working on a lot of this new stuff that we've been describing. You might notice some new features around the overlay. Nothing particularly taxing, but it's all working towards getting this channel looking a little bit more professional, getting things installed so that it's possible for me to bring you more content in the future. And then also trying to work on some technology that will actually speed up the process for real production. This 250K challenge was meant to be the 250K heads up hyper challenge was meant to be a very easy piece of content to create. And actually it was meant to be a relaxing thing for me to try and do in my spare time. What it's ended up becoming is something a lot bigger, but I think that I've created something now which will allow us to produce more content like that in the future very efficiently. I was working with my lovely editors, who I love and respect very much. So I'm not trying to slander them here, but basically the edits that I had in mind were ending up taking several hours, which meant that they were quite expensive to try and fund. So I have spent this weekend developing a way. Actually, thank you very much for the follow. I have spent this weekend developing a way that I can record gameplay very efficiently and easily so that it takes almost no time at all to actually become a reel. In the process, I've had to play a lot of games, which have then become part of the challenge. But what this means is, guys, we're getting very, very close to the start of the sharing of the 250K challenge. I've actually played over 10% of the games required in order to complete the 250K. I will do a video about this. I'm going to do a YouTube video explaining the process. I'm going to do the video explaining sort of the pitfalls of getting this content out. And then also a little bit of a discussion about my feelings towards the challenge as we go forward. But basically, we're close, and I spent a lot of time doing that. And as you guys can see, for the very first time, we are now live on both YouTube and Twitch for the first time ever. Yay! So basically, Restream is set up. That means that we can stream now here on Twitch, but also on YouTube. So if you guys enjoy or prefer watching on YouTube, you can watch it over there. It also means that this content will live in VOD form over here, and then it'll also become a YouTube video for your perusal over on the Nick Walsh TV YouTube channel. And this is all good stuff. This is all positive for you and for me as a creator. Other improvements. Let's take a look at this over here. It has started to look pretty good. I have improved upon the layout here a little bit. You guys will see I managed to put a PokerStars logo bottom right. I know it's groundbreaking stuff, but you'd be surprised how long these things take when you're trying to do a few bits and bobs. We got some new Team Pro logos in there as well. And I believe... One sec, guys. Is this functioning as expected? One sec. No, I don't know if that's doing what it's supposed to do. Wait a second. This is the reason. This is the reason. What's that? You see what I'm talking about here, guys? This is what happens. There we go. That's more like it. This is what happens, guys, when you start messing around and you become a That's what happens when you become a Twitch streamer. You go on to do something very, very basic, and then you end up doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's very time consuming. Anyway, we've added some new elements here, guys. I'm going to be adding even more of these fun bits as we go. That's all going to be fixed as well shortly. Let me see if I can fix this one for you now as well while we're here. Yeah, this is wrong, isn't it? Transform, paste transform. All right, perfect. That's much better. But yeah, we're working on it, guys. We're making progress. And while we're here, we can take a look at our spin and go graph. So this is this year's spin and go graph. I've been sharing my results all the way throughout so far this year. Currently down $74.50. But as you can see, we are actually significantly below Chip's expectation, which is why we're not actually winning any cash. The fact we've managed to maintain some semblance of break-even-ish throughout this run is actually pretty good, and we're winning about 81 chips per game, so story checks out. That's why we're doing so well. So we're going to play some spin and goes today, guys, as per usual, but you know, it's nice to show off all the bits and bobs that we got going on. Let me just double check something really quick over here, guys. This will be the Uncle Kurt one. This one doesn't even have it. This was the Uncle Curtis setup. You guys can see we had Curtis Cam set up from the last time, but this one didn't need fixing over here, so that's cool. All right. So, hello everybody in the chat. Hello all the regs. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me as usual. Hello Smeeble. Hello Squaws. Raksha and Tom are here. Thank you for helping me set up the restream earlier, guys, as well. Aaron Paul, as per usual. How you doing, buddy? Need to catch up with Aaron Paul, actually. We haven't spoken in a while. Keedy is here. Thank you very much for joining us, Keedy. How you guys doing, Jakers? What's up, Jakers? Hello, Dante. First time chatter. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Thank you. HD, what's up? Good to see you. And we is here as well. DMC is here as well. How's it going, guys? Thank you for coming to hang out. Hopefully, we're making progress towards, getting this channel fully launched, as it were. And what kind of annoys me about Twitch sometimes is that it really is kind of a long process. It's not something... I would love to launch a Twitch channel and be like, boom, here we are, like, and have all the bells and whistles. Like when you launch a product or you launch like a website and it's all polished and ready to go. But unfortunately, it's just a thing you got to do, especially when you're trying to go for affiliate. Speaking of which, Tom, you asked me about how close we were to that. I'm not going to announce it because I know some of you guys are vying for the badges, so we'll have to play it close to the chest. But let me just double check, and I'll send you a little message really quick. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So. If I go to Stream Manager, is it this one? First of all, Welly, thank you very much for the follow. J Red, thank you for the follow. RLND, thank you for the follow as well. Here we go. This is it. Sorry, guys, one sec. It's just not used to using the back end here because it's kind of hilarious how little actual moderation of my own channel I've done. I've been so pampered. I've been so pampered for so many years now with the mods. Okay, let me send a message to Tom quick, and then okay, I need to figure that out as well, but we'll work on that as we go. So guys, hello. What's up, Jose? What's up, Guru? Good to see you. Let's play poker. Let's actually get into it. Now, before we do that, the other thing I wanted to mention was I've been playing this 250K challenge. I've played over $25,000 worth of heads up hypers at this point. You guys will see the graph. You'll see all the information. I'm going to do a whole explanation of how we're getting on and breakdowns and graphs and all that stuff as we go. The funny thing about that is I set off to play this 250K heads up challenge. And the funniest bit about it is I anticipated a lot of really tough competition, and that's exactly what, of course, I've got. We set off in very strong fashion. We were doing very well against the regs in general. It would appear that certain regs are starting to avoid me completely now, which means now we're having to play the regs that we don't want to play a little bit more, which was taking an impact on our actual overall win rate. But then also on top of that, I've been trying to go in the lab and actually doing more study and trying to like brush up on like some very, very specific stuff that I feel like I'm not doing very well. In the process, I've completely gotten in my own head. And the last couple sessions that I've had to play, have ultimately ended up being kind of rubbish, but I don't think I played particularly well. But this is what happens when you study and then you go straight into a session. You got like loads of ideas in your head and you're trying to apply them, and it's not very good. So I'm hoping that we can continue with our rampage through 2025 on the Spin and Go streets over here. Because, like I said, we've been making very good progress, and I would hate to see our 81 Chippy V slip, even though it's probably not sustainable long term. In any case, let's stop talking. Let's play some poker. First game, $25. Let's go. Yeah, nice one, Croaks. Well played. Thank you. Good to see you, buddy. All right, let's get into it, guys. Ooh, 2 people in blue here. Interesting. Let's get into it, gang. Hello, John Edwards. And we got the J-Wolves. We probably do this. But yeah, let's lock it in here, gang. And of course, guys, if you want to watch on YouTube for the first time ever, it's there. It's all there. Let me know if you guys got any questions in the chat as per usual. We'll try and talk as much strat as possible here. These are interesting ones. I honestly don't know if we're supposed to be betting Queen Jack into 2 players. Usually that small blind range favors these kinds of textures, though, so I think we probably play it cool here. Okay. This is not the worst turn in the world for us. And I think probably we do want to go ahead and start betting at this point. Something like 4 seems perfectly reasonable. We're still trying to get called by worse queens, some 8x. We're still trying to get called by clubs and diamonds. If we size too big there, I think, especially when they haven't led into us, we might be pricing out some of those hands that we want to try and get action from. It is a Tuesday, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake. After I've been putting so much time into all these other bits and bobs behind the scenes, guys. I still can't figure out what day it is, for fuck's sake. It's Tuesday! God damn it. Life tilt, guys. Actual life tilt. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, Raksha. And definitely calling turn. Queen 10 is like the nuts on this board, man. Queen 10 is like the actual nuts. That's unfortunate. Crooks doesn't know how to insider trade. It takes a few messages to sink in. Look, there's a lot going on, guys. I'm not joking. Like the last few streams that I've even done on this channel, I've come home to do a stream. I'm gonna start doing something new here, guys. One sec. I've come home to do a stream. I think we probably do this some of the time. And I wonder how often we're gonna do the turn here without a diamond. So at this point, I actually think we might be able to get away with something like this. Is this a stretch? This might be a stretch. Let's do it. It's a Tuesday, Aaron. That's right. Fair enough. We definitely use the right size to try and get the fold from the jacks. Right, I wanted to open something over here. Too many windows open at the moment. Definitely a spicy one there. All right, let's take a flop. King high for the win. King high for the win, huh? Man, if this was an ace high value bet, that'd be so spicy, right? Just the king high call, no sweat. Just the king high call, no sweat, guys. You love the star stream last night. Good. Hopefully the Sunday Million Monday finishes aren't a thing of the past. They're not a thing of the past, no. We'll see how we go. Gotta try new stuff though in the future. We're gonna do a Sunday Million Sunday this Sunday, guys. Don't forget, because we're doing Sunday Million phase this week, which actually I think might be really good for the Sunday Million. But we'll see how we get on. Yeah, we're calling here. Wish me luck, guys. Nice one, back in the game. And pass that one there. This one's definitely just a push. Nice. All right, let's do this. KT just the push again here. Yo, Aaron, thank you very much for the good lucks. Pleasure to have you here. I need to open this one up as well. Too many windows now with all the... Oh, guys, the limp here at 5 big blinds. Come on, bro. Absolutely desperado for action here. Absolutely desperado for action. Yeah, literally never in a million years. Never. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, Jose. I really enjoyed having Caitlin on. Me and Caitlin, we got a good rapport, you know, when we're hanging out on stream and doing that kind of thing. No, I mean, once all the stream stuff is properly set up the way I want it, obviously when I sit down to stream, I'll remember to change the day of the week. I have been very like sit down, lock in, work right into the minute that we go live, and then I'm just like reeling, like I'm not even. My energies are very split at the moment. So this shove is going to be fine. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to be a weirdo. I'm just going to be a total weirdo this year. I am going to completely disregard boring conventional wisdom this year, and I'm just going to focus on maximum exploitation. Most people probably wouldn't sign off on a statement like that, but I'm willing to own it. King. Nice hand, bro. I prefer 8-9 suited there anyway. We put the chips in good though. That's what counts. And ace king just seems like a slam dunker here. Sunday stream will be cool. See how many people make it into face. So my anticipation, Jose, is it's going to be a massive event. Like the prize pool is going to be like much bigger than it is with one conventional day one, and that's exciting for everybody. I think that's exciting for the stream as well. The only, or like maybe one of the main downsides is the stream that I have to put on a Sunday is actually super duper late, which doesn't really bother me that much. But it does mean that we are going to be live at the same time as many other very successful streamers, and obviously that's going to split the attention. However, if any of the PokerStars streamers are having a bummer day or whatever, hopefully not. Hopefully they're going deep in the Sunday Million, etc. However, if they are, it means that they can pass us the raid, and hopefully we can drive traffic to what should be like a really big, exciting event. This is just a push as well, guys. I think at this stack depth, we probably can afford to just fold. And then we'll play our three-handed game here. Queen 9 suited falls very nicely into a shove here. Running pretty poorly with the all-ins again, but that's all right. Let's grind it out. Yeah, she upstaged me, though, with her headband, didn't she? Upstaged me with that headband. Can we make the full comeback here? What's up, Jim Lad? Good to see you. Thank you very much for the follow. Tom, did you notice the shortened follow alert?
That's what you sound like.
Did you notice the shortened follow alerts? Actually, now about
actually 11
seconds now.
If only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Can we get much higher? If we get shoved on, I think I'm still calling. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Thank you for the follows, gang. That was Dislice Potato and Jim Ladd. Loads of the regs coming over now, guys. Loads of you guys rejoining. That's lovely to see. 42%. Can we get some luck in our favor this time? This way! This way! How many all-ins are we going to lose against this guy? All right, next game. Fire once more, please. I think it is safe to say that we're playing some okay poker, guys. We put the jacks in kind of a good spot there with the, we raise flop check turn. We might actually play boats like that, where we like raise two pair turn boats. I think the jacks is a good call. Like I don't really have a criticism of that, but I think the way that we sized our bets actually was very appropriate to target that exact kind of combo. We were targeting other stuff too, of course, but I think the story checks out all right. I don't think he plays a king like that. I don't think he plays a 9 like that. I don't think he plays diamonds like that. So I think it ends up being some bottom pairs, some missed straight draws that aren't feeling very brave to like bluff, maybe some missed diamonds that don't feel very brave to bluff. But in any case, there you go. Do you guys like the new Team Pro badge that I put bottom right? It's kind of covering up my slider thing. Maybe I should actually move that up somewhere. Maybe that looks better. Is it annoying if it's like over the table somewhere? Is it really wanky if I just put it next to my name? It should just do that. I feel like if we do this, it's gonna be, people are gonna be like, "Why does your table look different from mine?" Team pro badge over the throwable. Is that weird? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it should go. Maybe you should just go straight up here. I mean, it's still covering up the thing then, isn't it? Huh. Maybe there. All right, heads up. Yeah, we have a command for that. Hidden welcome, by the way. We just play the one on stream, buddy. If we were going to play off stream, we would do more. We're actually supposed to call here, guys. Wish me luck. And we're definitely going broke on the 9 high flop. He's going to actually shove quite a few dominated hands here, which is nice. And what we're going to do is start with this. Actually, we'll do this and then we'll shove turn. Wish me luck. Here we go. I mean, we can shove and still get called by 8-7. 6-7 is technically part of the ISO range here as well, but whatever. Let's give it a shot. Ace X with the Ace King with the Ace of Spades. Ace King with the King of Spades. All right. I think the badge would go better in your face cam window. I kind of tried it up there, but I think it's a little bit too... I think people prefer more window. Do you know what I mean? To the left of the first card. Should we just do that? You guys can sweat with all the time. Which one did you like, Jose? We definitely got a call here, guys. We are so high up in our range to be folding King Queen. Same again. There is a question as to whether or not we turn our hand into a bluff at this point. I mean, obviously there's going to be some flush draws that have us beat now. I think this is a kind of a strong move, though. We can get like a lot stronger hands to fold by playing our hand this way. Wish me luck. All right. All right. All right. And this is what I wanted to start doing differently now. I've got to do, this is some of our garbage ISOs are the hands that I wanted to try and work on a bit more. Yeah, Tom will put that there. That is a big deal though, that would annoy me. We can align it with that. Oh man, this takes me back to my web design days working pixel perfect. That looks all right there. I don't mind that. I don't know why we're getting raised, but okay. Boat! Oh, there you go. That works. And then I think we probably let him bluff, I guess. We are very frequently just going to end up with the best hand on the turn regardless. So he has ace-4 of spades here. Decided to go for a raise. Just above the hand strength is kind of nice, Jose. Ace-10. Yeah, so this is actually one that we use. So this is 8, 9, this is 9. So we'll do this. And then we call the shove, of course, if we need to. Can we get much higher? Six, 5, still limping. Measure twice, cut once. The deuces that never loses. I mean, it's not needed. I just thought it was kind of cool to have. I mean, spent the majority of my life trying to become team pro. I think probably like there's quite a few people that would arrive on this channel and not realize I'm team pro as well, just because I'm not very forward facing. You know what I mean? As an ambassador behind the mic. Eternally. I think we just do something like this now. Yeah. I think this is nice. Just the jack high call. Fair. I very much respect that. However, we will be taking our vengeance. The heads tails does work, Tom. Yeah, I just got to put here you go. Oh, we'll do it after this game, yeah. I'd say that's a pretty confident 2 barrels on that texture in a limped pot. So for that reason, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. Move it up a touch so it's in line with the Spin and Go Tuesday box. I don't know about that. I'm not so sure about that. The spade over the name says it all. I don't know. People are pretty dumb, to be honest. Right. Chop pot. Team Pro was cool 15 years ago. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. It's around the time I became an ambassador. It's declined since then. Straight draw. And the ace jack. Can we get much higher? Oops. Gonna sneak in a trap here with the ace-8 as well. Calling a shove. Wish me luck. Tramp was somewhat successful. I'd say that's a fairly fair flip. If we shove, he's gonna call regardless, so really not really too much in it. Don't lose too much equity there. And reg v reg, we gamble here. Wish me luck, guys. It's 4 big blinds. We got 9-6 of spades. We can't fold. Wow. I would raise it up so the bottom of the box lines up with the bottom of the chat box line. Okay, I hear what you're saying. That's fair. That's a fair compromise. Like that. And maybe the same amount to the left of the box as the chat box is. Gotcha. That's probably a good shot as well. But then it won't align with the what's it called? With the description. Pair of 8s any good? This is a sad story. I do kind of desperately want a hero call, though. If I had more time, I might figure that one out. Look, so I can do it so it's like equidistant from the chat box, but then it won't align with the what's it called? With the hand description. Can we get much higher? Ace-8 did us good before. Got to get the ruler out. All right, Ace-8 is the nuts, mate. Ace-8's the new hand, guys. Ace-8 is the new hand. Club! Ace-8 is the new hand. All right, next game, please. Can we get much higher? Tom wants him to move the box again. 2 regs, man. 2 regs. 2 of the bestest regs in the world. 1 pixel too high. But still, it's so hard to do this with the delay. I think it's probably fine now. Such a stupid little element as well. Can we get much higher? I don't know. That is an above average flop. This is an above average flop. All right, here we go, chat. Here we go, chat. Snap call. Our opponent turns up here with a 6. All right, cool, that works. Sounds good to me. Value bet? Should we find a value bet, guys? Do we ever get called by a 3? It's kind of a blocker bet as well, I guess. Calls us with Jack 3. All right, cool. Put that one in the bin. I know what we should do. What's up, Smoking Branch? 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, looks all right. We have a boat. I think probably we do better by checking here. And then a check on the river as well, I think. And the rest. That works. Gracias, senor. I actually didn't see how short he was there pre-flop, otherwise I wouldn't have limped. Whoops. Can we get much higher? No, I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, that's better. That is way better over there. Use some of that dead space. We've done a chat. 7 on the turn. We basically have the nuts, guys. We basically have the nuts. It's basically impossible to fold this hand because we have the nuts. We're not going to block the notes, don't worry. Maybe we will. No, don't say that. Damn it. I didn't have OCD before today. It's just driving everyone insane. That's so funny. Oh yeah. I've never seen a turn. Never seen a turn so pretty. To barrel.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25.
Life tilt. Thank you very much for the follows, guys.
That's what you sound like.
Special shout out to Calvin and Vescuma. It's all very kind of you guys. Okay, we actually have a raise here with the trash. Raise versus limp. Clearly blocks the notes. Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
yeah, boy. Thank you so much for the follow.
Was an expert at sub 25.
What's up, Argy? Argy, thank you.
That's what you sound like.
This is still fine. Put it in the top left and move over the buy-in box. Put it top left and move over the buy-in box. Oh, that's a spicy idea, Tom. Although, that's not as easy as it sounds. Aaron needs a beer now. Guys, you don't understand what it's like. You don't understand how hard it is to be a streamer, okay? This is the shit you got to deal with. God damn it. That's awful. All right, I'll handle this later on, gang. We have action with the queens. Oh, this is a sad story, guys. This is a really ugly one for us now. I'm going to struggle to fold queens. But I also am struggling to imagine that they're going to have a king here that often. So, like, it could be literally be like aces or kings. That would make sense. Not sure about the rest. Ugh, we started this hand like 10 effective, and he limp calls in ISO. So it's a king that hasn't shoved, and then limp calls. Like I said, it could be like uber strong, but whatever. What did I say? What did I say? You guys you're just off the charts. Insane read there. Off the charts.
If only there was someone that.
But it's such a small part of the entire range. We actually have to pay to see it. We actually have to pay to see it there.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
That is how off the charts with the soul reads we are there. We're gonna do the stack no matter what. It's queens versus kings, right? Now, I don't want to say it's an absolute omega soul read. Thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? Thinks he's so clever with the move. Thinks he's so clever, but it's just queens versus kings. Flops the boat as well. Ooh, actually, Tom, can we change that that Nightbot command so that go is capital G little O? Hold. Let's go. Yeah, it's smaller because I resized it just now to fit it in the other corner. Diamond. Yeah, boy. So this is such a specific hand, guys. It's such a specific stack depth, and this is like it's queens versus kings, and on the river we actually like call, right? But like this is exactly the point, right? When you literally can put them on aces or kings, and the board is king 7-7, like there's just infinite reasons why we can't fold, right? There's too many combinations that have just played their hand weird versus the actual hand. Aaron says you could have folded. That's what I'm saying though. But if your read is here that the only hands that really make sense are going to be the only strong hands that make sense are like aces or kings or queens or something like that, then we need to call because all the other stuff doesn't make sense. Now, if he turns up here with king 10 and we're just calling off to the boat, that's the 7-7-7 king, then obviously we need to reassess our strategy here, right? What's up, RG? Thank you very much for the good lucks. Calvin says, hi, Nick. Haven't watched in a while. Can you explain the 6.1x opening sizing versus the 11 big blind effective? Was it 11 big blinds effective? No. No, let's go back to the hand. Maybe I might have messed that up, but I'm pretty sure... No, it wasn't versus 11 here. We did 6.1 versus the effective stack, which was 18.1. So we're trying to put in approximately 1/3 of the effective stack. So we 6.1, but we're not 11. We're 18.1 effective because it's the pre-flop stack size that we're looking at here. Anyway, yeah, Soul Read God, I'll take it. What's up, CJ? Not much, just playing some spins. Nothing missed just yet. We've won a few. What's up, Avi? Good to see you. Coy Larson, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate you.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Oh my goodness me, guys. Not being funny, but Some serious spice there. Slow roll with the ace queen. Nice flop. Can we get much higher? Good to see you, Avi, mate. Long time no see. I hope you're well. So the queen 5 here. Too limp. All right, you can have that one. That's fine. Keep it.
Actually, if only there was someone
Yo,
that
thank you very much
was
for the
was
follow.
an expert at sub 25 big blind.
That was Misk87.
That's your voice.
I appreciate you. It's Johnny Abati. Friend of the stream. Johnny Abati, official friend of the stream. I don't know about this, Mr. Johnny Abati. I don't know about this. I feel somewhat obliged to hear I'll call this one. Johnny Abati. All right. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hands. Nice hand, Johnny Abati. We're going to shove versus the steal here. This is very GTO-y. This is highly GTO. We actually managed to get back quite a few big blinds there as well when he folds. Cool. Can we get much higher? Maybe play again on Hustle Casino Live. Ooh, it's exciting, buddy. It'll be fun. Johnny Abati. I am never folding for a min ISO, ever. In the history of poker. Oh, snap check the flop, huh? Interesting. What? All right. All right. Can we get much higher? Mr. Johnny Abati. Can't do it there. Jack 9, we can push blind v blind. We're actually dominated, unfortunately. 10. Nice hand, buddy. GG. On to the next one. Yeah, Johnny might be in the chat. He did join us before. Can't believe it was Johnny Abati. Senor Johnny Abati. Nazarka. That's a pretty cool flop. That is a pretty cool flop. I think when they actually bet, we're allowed to do this because they end up having a lot of strong hands on this texture. What does he have? What does he have? He's got Queen Jack. He's actually got Queen Jack, which is a hand that probably many players would just get in on a flop, which is always nice. And that means the check raise was very good because, like I said, we're anticipating that the half pot C bet on that flop multi-way from the button there ends up actually being like over pairs, strong top pairs, 2 pairs, and then even combinations. Combinations such as Queen Jack. It's a good example of one there. Mr. Larry. Now, do we 2-barrel? I think the answer is probably yes. Nice hands. Well done. Just snap shoving the turn like a boss. This one is the 2.5. And then a small continuation bet I think is fairly standard. It appears Mr. Larry is going to be a little bit more fearful. Thank you very much for the follow.
Was an
Sir Mixed Star.
Big blind,
What's up? It's been a while.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Can we get much higher? No, Sir Mixed Star. It's this is basically brand new. This is like my 5th stream ever. On the new channel, at least. All right, wish me luck. This is definitely a call, guys. Running into 8s feels sad. Spades are nice, though. Spades are nice. All right, so heads up now against the unknown player, and hopefully this is where we get to flex a little bit. So this is another example where 18.4, we're trying to get close to a 1/3 effective stack ISO. Against the unknown, I'm actually going to limp 100%. I have a rule about this. I'm not folding for him in ISO in position. And now, what do we want to do? Definitely ISO the river. ISO polarize the river. Yeah, it's basically brand new, Mixter. Yeah, correct, Tom. Thank you for clarifying that. We have a boat. People hate folding on paired boards. Got him. There is a chance that we're supposed to even like go to like 3 big blinds there. That was one I was looking at recently. I think there is a chance that we're supposed to slight overbet when we have like the really weird polarizing spot where they always have over a high card ace, high card king, whatever. So shoving here is fine. This is another spot I've been studying more recently. This is might actually be potentially a very big leak in my game. In fact, this should be a bet like that. Like shoving 6-7 is never going to be a mistake, but I think it's actually optimal to find more limps with those at the super short stack depths. Need to make a note to study those more actually. Yeah, boy. Come on the flex. Come on the Funkmaster flex. 6s is a monstro. Wish me luck, guys. For the 50 bucks. It's a domination situation. Ooh, let's go. All right, so we continue. Continue the crush. We'll take a look at some graphs shortly, guys. I do want to get in the habit of looking at the graph less frequently, just because I think it's a distraction. It's better to focus on the games we're playing. But I have a sneaking suspicion we're murdering right now. I'm just going to put it out there. Can we get much higher? Nice delivery received. Yep, any suited hand here. I think we probably want to do something like this. Check, check, river. Getting value from Queen Jack feels fantastic. Limp A7. I wonder what we do versus limp here. I think limp shoving is pretty reasonable with some ace combos, the offsuit ones, but otherwise I think we just limp call this one. Not a great flop. Oh, full pot c-bet. I'm not sure about that, bro. I'm not entirely certain that that is allowed. I am not entirely convinced that that is legal. Pretty straightforward stuff on the turn, guys. Keep calling. Don't think there's any reason to raise at this stage. Yeah, pretty brutal run out here. I think we still need to call because our opponent is very incentivized to triple barrel bluff here. The ace obviously isn't a nice river, but it kind of is what it is. I think our hand is just too high up in our range. Like he's really incentivized to triple barrel here, so yeah, fair enough. Like as you can see, he's getting lucky with the queen three of spades on the river. This is exactly like a combination that that combination makes more sense than like a hand like ace jack or something like that, right? I'm going to deviate with the kings here. And looks like the tramp is successful. Beautiful stuff. We would have got paid regardless, I think. But yeah, the queen 3 spot's really annoying. Obviously a great run out for the spades, but it's a good example of a situation where spades makes more sense than ace. If we were losing with the king anyway and it doesn't come a spade, we still have to pay him regardless. That exact combination makes perfect sense, yeah. But I think that he's going to end up having tons of bluffs, especially when it runs out of spade. If he has a spade in his hand, he can bluff the king-high texture aggressively. He can bluff the turn aggressively, still representing a king, trying to get the smaller pairs to fold. And then when the board runs out another overcard, especially if he has a spade, it's a really good texture to triple on. Take my word for it. Is there 6 maxes on PokerStars? I've been trying to find some good 6 max range charts. There are 6 max sit and goes, and there are 6 max tournaments, yes. As far as I know, there's no such thing as a 6 max spin and go. So that may be on some really weird, obscure sites, but I've never seen them before personally. I would like to win $100 though, that'd be cool. I would definitely accept $100. Yeah, just default to the push here. This is fine. Live cards are good. Whew. Lovely turn, lovely river. Definitely can accept that.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert
for
at
the follow.
25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Yeah, I think we need to call again here, guys. There's just too many spade draws that have missed. There's too many straight draws that have missed. It's questionable as to whether or not he even does this with a 9. So he's basically saying that he has a king. As played, though, I think it's important that we call him down in this situation. And pretty straightforward fold there, I think. 8-9 for sure. Played as a limp. I think betting here is fine. I think checking is cool once in a while too. We have the spades to go with the 9 now as well, which is useful. This one's a little bit different. This kind of a setup, it is hard to imagine him bluffing as often as the previous one. I think we probably have to let this one go, actually. That is not that spot compared to the previous one is just not a spot where people bluff nearly as frequently. All right, so the 4-3 off, we check. Yeah, of course, Mads. Yeah, spinning go max is definitely a thing. We can do some check raising there, but I don't think that's the right combo on that texture to do it with. And I think just betting naturally here makes sense on ace-high flops. Question as to whether or not we want to barrel turn. Just snap leads the turn. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. This is one that we definitely can check raise. On the turn, just checking. Confident turn bet. And then on the river, I think we probably do a lot of checking here. It's obviously not a good run out for us. We don't get paid by missed hearts. We don't get paid by missed spades. We're not getting paid by a 4. So I think the amount of hands that we get value from pretty slim. Easy call here, of course. Wish me luck. Nice. Back in the game here. Would very much like to win this one. We're going to put in a trap here against this guy too. Seems very aggro in general. Probably very willing to push his king combos in these spots, which is really good for us. And then on these boards, if they have a 7 or a 5, reg v reg, it's very, very difficult for them to get away from those combos when we've limped at the stack depth pre-flop. So we'll start with a bet. Continue with the turn here like this. And then we triple, right? 2, 3, 4. The 3 is, you know, maybe a thing. I would say 8, 6 probably check raises quite often. What did I say? Even with that pair, still called it down. $100 in the bank. Not too shabby. Very good stuff there. Having those limps, having some aces that we limp at that stack depth is just so useful because the anticipation from most players is that, you know, you're going to shove most of your aces as we get shallow, which is completely accurate, actually. But reg v reg, under those circumstances, I think it's a really cool spot to realize how much value we actually end up getting. The call down with the 6-4, I think, is probably, like, relevant. I think it's probably fair. Because you have a draw, you have a draw. On the turn, it's a very small continue as well. Sanji, by the way, thank you for the follow. Can we win $100 in this game now is the question, eh? Sorry guys, I have started randomizing these spots, which is why I'm occasionally glancing when we have these sort of more split situations. I'm not going to randomize everything, just the ones that I think are actually like awkward to do correctly. Because I do think probably now that I've been doing a bit of studying, there are specific combinations that I probably am aggressive with more often, which I think is probably very noticeable to really good players. But also, I probably, depending on my mood, have a tendency to steal more often or less often, depending on how I'm feeling. And also the same goes for ISOs as well. So the blind v blind steal and the raise versus limp heads up as well are combinations, are spots where it's like a very awkward percentage that you're supposed to be ISOing with a very wide range. I will take it. King 5 is the steal, King 4 is the limp. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of these guys. King of poker, just way too good, apparently. Way too powerful. Story checks out. This very well might be a check raise candidate. On the turn, instead, we're going to barrel. I think we go something like this. Yeah, this makes sense. Lovely stuff. You won't be adopting the Caitlin's seat randomizer strategy. I haven't fully mastered that yet, so I don't want to. I don't want to get myself into trouble there, Aaron. Definitely going for value on the turn here. Probably could have sized that differently. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of the... Don't think I'm a huge fan of the 3 big blinds on the turn. I think I should have gone smaller. King Jack El Monstro. And Ace 5 spades here. The suited artisanal here. The sweeted artisanal sourdough. Sweeted artisanal.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the follow. That's Clune.
That's what you sound like.
Appreciate you. Now, on the river here, guys, we have a bit of a weird situation because if our opponent bets, what he's trying to say is that he has an 8. Or a queen, of course, but that's not really a huge consideration. It's just very, very, very specific, is it not? Yeah, fair enough. Nice hand. It's just very specific, and we beat so much stuff. It's super player dependent, right? Like, somebody who have marked as a reg might turn up with some bluffs in that situation. Imagine them semi-bluffing with a straight draw. They have to bet the river again. I think probably on balance, it's always a call, to be honest, against reg. Against an unknown, you can just be like, okay, it's value. Boom. That's it. But as played, whatever, bro. Nice hand. Fine. You win. Whatever. Don't care. Next hand. Thank you very much. Shall we do like a little delayed situation here? Once we actually end up having showdown, maybe not. Nice. Heads up, we can come back from this, no problem. We can handle this. We can definitely handle this. Thank you so much, Clune, for the follow. Sorry, guys. I think there is actually a frequency where we're supposed to do this. I'm not going to guess, though, if I don't remember it. I'm not going to guess if I don't remember it. These ones are tricky. Obviously can't be folding yet with a pair. Question as to whether or not we should be calling turn now as well. I'd say that there are a fair number of regs that actually don't play as aggressively as they should in those situations anyway in the first place, but just push this one. Pretty straightforward stuff. And then A7, just the push here. Pretty much pure 100%, I think. Just because it's the Spraggy and it's so unplayable. We can push that profitably fine. Ten deuce, still a limp. Nice flop for the queen tray. Against a reg, do we check raise this texture? Oh, interesting. Okay, we actually let him bluff now, I think. Let them represent the ace, and then represent again on the river. All right, as played, looks like he has showdown, so let's just do this. Uh, 7-4. This might be a little bit loose. I can't remember if that's a limp or not. A limp or a fold. Calling a shove if we need to. Shoving versus limp here at 7 for sure. No messing about there. Jack 4, I think, is still in our limping category. 4 7.5 bigs. Definitely a barrel here. AJ, get back in the game for the $100. We just won $100, didn't we? We just won $100 just now. Slowly clawing our way back into this game. I think betting this flop is pretty cool. On the king high texture, we should probably get quite a few folds, which is great. It's not so much that we want folds, it's more that like we're not going to run into as many top pairs at that stack depth in a limped pot. And then the other consideration is that our hand is quite vulnerable. We struggle to find out where we're at on later streets. Can we get a pair of twos to showdown? Come on, just give him like ace king of hearts one time. Damn. Not a whole lot we can do there. Don't really want to burn any big blinds. King 6, this is fine. Just to push at 10. Beautiful. We are right back in this game, guys, for the $100. Getting real shallow now. Come on, just wake up with it here. So this is 4-8. Let's just go for the 3 here. Jack 4 of hearts. Two big blind lead. Tough one there, guys. Honestly, the 4 definitely has showdown, no doubt about it. Jack 7. I think we're good actually getting away with one of these now. Get called by 5x, deuce x, 7x. Where we have them outkicked with the second pair. That's pretty cool. King 10, we got to call a shove here. Wish me luck, guys. This is for the $100. Ooh. Gone. Hold. Very nice. Very, very nice stuff. Very, very nice stuff, if I do say so myself. Cool. Crushed it. Next game. More money, please. Jamsias. What you doing, Jamsias? Fair. Folding deuces is fine. In fact, probably GTO. right, let's do it with the ace-6 here. All right, folding that one. All right, chat, heads up. Ace deuce limp. This guy does seem to be a reg. We have played a fair amount with this geezer now. Seems like a good reg too. Ace deuce of diamonds, baby. Huge hand. Huge, huge, huge. Just mahoosive. Absolutely mahoosive. If he shoves here, we're going to call with king 10. The power of the KT limp call versus reg cannot be understated. Sorry guys, this camera's so stupid now. Ooh, snap, snap, snap. There we go. I think definitely there is more than enough to go for two streets here. I think something like this actually feels really good. And Jack 8. All right, chat. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted here. Calling a 3 big blind lead, probably not. Let's take a flop, suited king. With this exact combination, do we ever check raise here? If we do this, it'd be 5, 6, 7. Let's do it, guys. This feels right. Let's go for this one. Let's do it. Keedy, games are going really well, bud. Yeah, we are. I haven't looked at the graph yet. I'm going to try not to look at the graph till the end of stream. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we are currently murdering folks. Definitely a little delayed here. I think delay is nice because we obviously are losing to a couple high cards here that we can get to fold where they have some equity still. Getting check raised, still got a call with the diamonds. Oh, that is an interesting run out. So obviously our opponent absolutely can be bluffing on the turn. However, I don't think they can ever have a king, so I think we're allowed to do this. Wish me luck. Well, we were right about them not having a king. Let's actually take another look at that hand because I really like the way we played it. there's a couple things going on here that we can discuss, but basically, I think it's almost impossible for them to have a king reg v reg at this stack depth. The way the game was played, we're gonna have more kings that we trap than they're gonna have kings that they don't play aggressively, right? Although, you know, at this stack depth, there is still going to be some king X in the range. I just don't think it's played in this fashion. So once we arrive on the turn here and we bet, reg v reg, he's going to be aware of the fact that I'm probably going to want to bet a lot of my 10x and 6x directly on the flop. And for that reason, check raising as a bluff makes a lot of sense. However, once we arrive on the river here, like, right, the check raise here can be complete air as well as being a 6 once in a while. Maybe it is a king once in a while too, but probably not that often. As played, once we get here and he bets 2, the real long and short of it is that he's saying that he has a 6, or he's hoping that we have a missed flush draw or a missed straight draw that we're going to get away from. The 2 big blind bet kind of accomplishes both, right? Because if we end up having with a hand like ace x of diamonds, we might still call the 2 big blinds
was an expert at sub 25
with the kings and 6s where we've got the 2 pair on the board. Sometimes might get paid by hands like queen 10, queen jack even, where we have a straight draw on the turn, but now we have a queen high to go with the kings and the 6s and we don't believe him. Basically, overall, what I'm saying is I think it's a very good read that he doesn't have a king, but he's going to end up having a 6 that folds once in a while, and he's going to end up having complete airballs that actually might even potentially beat us, right? Let's say he has a hand like 7-8. Obviously, that's kings and 6s with a 10, so he's playing the board. But that's not really the point. We're trying to win the pot, right? He can actually still have hands like queen jack that he potentially check raises the flop, the turn with as well. Again, probably not though. That's probably not going to happen too often reg v reg. Overall though, seems good. You know, obviously, like I said, the 6 is probably the strongest his hand gets here, which is why I think the play is really nice. But yeah, overall, boom, nice hand, bro. What's up, Mac? Good to see you. So on to the next one. I think against the correct reg, we actually get the 6 to fold there more often than not. Like, I know tons and tons of regs that will legitimately bet 2 with the anticipation that we can never have a bluff shoving that river. And honestly, playing against a lot of these guys, I very much struggle to imagine. There's very few regs that I know that would actually ever turn that hand into a bluff there. So we just end up so strong. Like, if you're sitting there multi-tabling spins all day and you see that action on that river, like, you know, like you're losing. I'm sorry. Like, that's just how it goes. This is not a setup. This is not a stack depth. This isn't a stack depth or a setup where people just have bluffs at all. And a lot of players won't even have flush draws because they would have bet the flush draw on the 10-6-6 flop like 100%. And for that reason, it's, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, people aren't going to fold a 6 sometimes. That's cool. Getting people to fold boats is usually not something that you aspire to do. But reg v reg, I would very much struggle to find that many regs that even have any bluffs on that river facing that bet. So for that reason, you know, it feels good. I think it's safe to say this guy is a reg at this point. I mean, really, in this pool, there are very few players that are. There are very, very few players that aren't regs of some variety. Interesting one there. Feels like we played the hand fine, but here you go. So one other thing that I wanted to do while I was on this computer as well, guys, is I wanted to upload my database to GTO Wizard, obviously when we're not playing and all that, because I've just paid for the upgraded version of the of their program. And they have that function where you can upload hand histories and they analyze the hand histories and then they give you like a GTO wizard score, which I have found to be very cool. It looks like they're going to improve it as well. At the moment, it's actually relatively basic compared to some of the other stuff I've seen, but I say relatively basic. It's super advanced. It's incredible stuff, really. It's what I mean to say is that I've seen other similar programs where the breakdown is a little bit more involved in terms of, like, you know, targeting specific scenarios. I'm going to go a bit rogue here, guys. I'm going to call with the ace-jack suited. I'm just going to flat. And we're going to play the pot like this. Thank you very much, Curly Master. I appreciate it. What's Zephian? How's it going? I love the dual stream thing as I watch you more on YouTube, big screen TV versus small monitor. Not limited to short vids anymore. Started my PC to get on Twitch just to say thanks. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. We're obviously just going to call all the way down here, guys. This is obviously just hoping that he barrels off into us now. No chance we fold 3 streets here. Yeah. And under these circumstances, the flat actually works out perfectly. A little bit of a cold deck in our favor there, of course, as well, with the 2 pair versus 2 pair. And now we proceed to the heads up. Even a regular loser is a regular of sorts. Perfect. And I think we can do a bit of everything here. I think checking and betting is probably better on this sort of a texture. Yeah, Zafine, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to fire up the PC to send a nice message, but I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And yeah, this will be regular now. So well, I'll be streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. I'll be streaming on YouTube and on Twitch on my own channel indefinitely. PokerStars, we were still somewhat limited to what we're allowed to do, so we're going to keep it on Twitch only, but, you know, see how we get on moving forward. Pretty big turn. We're going to have a lot of equity here a lot of the time. That's a straight. Check, check. Wonder if we're ever supposed to just like lead river there small, like as a block bet. We acted a little bit too quickly there. That might have been a mistake. We should have given it a bit more thought. I think betting here is cool. I think 2 barrels is fairly standard. Shush. Gosh, dog, you're killing me, bro. That is a straight. We might be losing to a flush. I guess we're about to find out. Yeah. I think we go for it. Wish me luck. Lovely. Yep, this is a call. Wish me luck, guys. Slight fave. We're a slight fave. No good. Queen 8s. Where are we at right now? Let's actually sneak in the min here. These are the spots that I want to randomize more, guys. Just the floats. And then the value of that with the 7 I think is really good. Beautiful stuff. It was indeed a 4 value. He called there with 7 for offsuit, trapping 7s. Definitely a limp call scenario. Slight favorites. Crushed. Nice. All right, gang, we are on a tear today. We must be up a fair whack. I'll take a look at some graphage in a little bit, guys. Again, I don't really want to be looking at graphs. I want to get out of the habit of constantly refreshing. I think it's really distracting, but I know that I'm a sucker for it. but I have a sneaking suspicion we are making some serious dollars today, and it's about time this year. It's about time. So let's go ahead and find this one. This is the one I wanted to see. Managed to make the 8. See how we proceed from here. Ooh, okay, the ace is a good turn for them to rep or just to value bet. So we start from here as a call, I think. And then we'll check raise the river. A little bit of time here. Make it look like we're gonna turn like, you know, 7, Jack 7 into a bluff or something. Ace 8 is huge. Bit of a cold deck, obviously. Again, going in our favor. I would say that that is a fairly lovely situation. That was a fairly lovely situation for us. I'm going off piste. I'm flatting ace 10 here. I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to be weird again. Johnny Abati.
Actually, if only there was someone that...
For funds, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Half pop. Snap call. Got the action. Let's go. Turns up with 9-7 offsuits. Thank you so much for the follow, For Funds. Good to see you here. Welcome to Nick Walsh TV. Johnny Abati. Johnny Abati, friend of the stream. Bluff ISO with the Jack Deuce off. ISO fold. And Ace Jack probably limping as a trap here. Definitely calling turn. Full pot river, huh? Okay. Might have saved ourselves a few bucks there with the check on the flop. Johnny Abati. Pair of sevens any good? Pair of sevens any good here, guys? It is Johnny Abati. Nice. All right, 7-4. Still limping here. No equity. We're beating a 6 on the river. That's nice. I might even value bet a 7 now, guys. It's really weird for him not to value bet a 10 once we've checked the turn. We're getting paid by a 6 here.
Actually, if only there was someone that.
Well, we were right about the read.
An expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you very much for the follow, Essam.
That's your voice.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Very unfortunate that we both make the pair of sevens. Obviously, otherwise the read is spot on. Our opponent's going to have a 6 there. Way, way, way more than a 7. Mr. Johnny Abati. Okay, not the worst run out for us here. Sorry, excuse me. Terrible run out for us here. Because we got counterfeit at it. Didn't notice that. I think we still have to do this, though. Because if he has missed hearts, he can still fold. Yeah, fair play. King high, ace high is not going to fold for that size. But all the other junk that just counterfeited us randomly is going to fold. So it is the correct line when we're not running into exactly that hand. Or, I mean, ace combos don't really exist in this setup. Pair of 10s in the turn. This is a tough one. We make top pair and we have the straight draw, so we're not folding, but rough spot overall if he turns up with like a random queen 10 or something. I'm hoping it just goes check check on the river because of the heart. Nice. Turns up here with pocket nines, which I think is really good to double barrel there. 2 barrels with the 9s is spot on good. The 10 is kind of a random card. Very fair, very fair. Got shot backdoor spades. Let's do
actually, if only there was someone that was a
Yo, Fall Guy, thank you very much for the follow.
Big line,
And then I think we go for the full 4. Check flop. Yeah, this makes sense. Let's do this, guys. All right. All right, this is one of our weird ones. We can ISO once in a while. Making a 7 on 7 queen queen. Oh, these ones are so nasty, guys. These spots are so nasty. Wow, absolute hero fold there, guys. Hero folds from Nicholas Walsh there. And then we run into it now. Ace high flop is acceptable.
Actually,
Thank you very much. All right, cool. That's another win. Thank you very much for the follow as well. That was from Mentelli. Thank you so much. Yeah, obviously ace deuce suited is going to be a profitable shove there. That's not a concern. Running into fives is just whatever. But I would say that overall in that game we really crushed again. This has been a stellar session for us, I think, guys. I'm gonna refresh the big graph. This has been a stellar session for us, guys. This has been an overwhelmingly stellar session for us. Gianni Abati. Can we win a flip? We're winning flips today. We're winning flips today. Nice hand. Gianni Abati. This has been an absolutely stellar session for us today, guys, so far. Got about an hour left to play, and then we'll do some review. The Yonko over here. Straight draw. Straight draw with a pair. That's a straight. Getting value as well. Getting value. Turns up here with 8-7 offsuit. Right, where's the randomizer? Okay, just flat this one. I actually don't know the exact frequencies on these, but I'm doing something random. That's useful. I'm doing something random like a boss. Float with the jack high and the backdoor clubs. Once again, sometimes the jack is still live here as well. It's kind of cool. Jack high for the win? What if he just has 3-4? Yeah, fair play. Nice hand. As I said, backdoor clubs, backdoor straight draw on the flop. Clubs with the overcard to the 5 on the turn. Story checks out. Feels fine. Feels totally fine. We're going to defend diamonds here. Queen 5-4.
Actually, if only there was someone
Yo,
that
thank you very much
was
for the
was
follow.
an
There they
expert
are.
at sub 25 big
Penterax.
blind,
Classic. How's it going?
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Snap checks the turn. That's interesting. Is there a value bet on the river is the question. Smallest value bet ever. Beautiful. Upswing, keep it coming, Smeeble. That's right. It was going to change eventually, wasn't it? Do an upgrade like this. Alright, yeah. Middle pair. Chip Hunter's not having a good day, apparently. Wow, the full pot bet here. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work on this occasion. It's gonna work. King Queen is gonna be all in though. King Queen way too spicy. Yeah, definitely a call with the ace-8s. Pretty reasonable, pretty reasonable favorite there pre-flop. I choked as we got rivered. And then, yeah, just the pure jam with the ace-7 here. Not a playable spot, just push when you know it's good. I don't know that one very well. Chip Hunter with the throwables, man. Jeez. Calmate. Calmate, amigo. Calmate. Calmate, cabrón. All right, let's get into that stage, guys.
Actually, if only there was someone that was a.
Thank you
was an
very much for the
expert
follow,
at sub 25 big
Events.
blind.
Or is it Evie Knits?
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Good to see you. Just a little bit too shallow here to play that trash. Same goes for that one. 10 of hearts, 6 of hearts, no thank you. This is profitable. I don't remember this line though, so let's just fold. Pretty sure we are okay to push though. That's another new rule for 2025 though. New rule for 2025.
Actually, if only there was someone that
We
was an
are
expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound
just
like.
gonna fold if we're not sure. Thank you very much for the follow as well. That's MBen10. Good to see you, MBen. How's it going? How you getting on, mate? This one's fine. That's right on the cusp, but it's gonna be okay. Deuce. Deuce. Ooh, I'll take a queen today. Let's go. Yes, this is fine too. Calling a shove if we need to here. That one's fine to fold. All right, 8 of diamonds, deuce of clubs. Very bottom of the range here. Ace 10, so we are at 8, 9. This is the size. And wish me luck, here we go. Nice, win the all-ins here today. This is great, feels good. Thank you, MBen. How you doing, dude? Can we get much higher? So, verse reg, this is a call versus shove. Wish me luck. Oh, it's a domination situation. It was a domination situation. It was a very dominant situation, in fact. It was a super domination situation. This is the one I want to randomize. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. We can do it. Yes, this is the size. Not sure what I'm doing here. This turn bet seems like I should be doing it, but I'm not sure why. I can't completely explain it. So, there's that. Pretty standard shove, pretty standard call, boring stuff. And then a pretty standard call. Good stuff, good stuff. Next game. Next hand, I should say. 10 tray, we can still limp. Yeah, we're still over 10 here. This is one that I want to randomize as well. Okay, this is the size we're going to use. And the 5-4 we can still limp. Trapping nines. Ramping nines. Beautiful situation with the middle set. And I think that means we're going to get all the chips in the middle here, guys. This is not a spot where people check raise bluff, which means they have equity, which means they can't fold once they check raise. So all around, it's going to be pretty stellar for us, really. Yeah, that's a bit of a cold deck at this stack depth, but that's a really good outcome for us. And lovely, lovely little spot for the pocket nines. Next game. Not sure if we know Altura. What are you barking about? Dog always barking. Right, here's one of them. Right. This just seems too good of an opportunity to miss, right? We are quite deep though, actually, so I think actually we do more of this. Okay, we made a very good decision. We made a very good decision, and our opponent has exposed themselves. Could be a complete whale here, but I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to full pot that flop. Queen nine's a good hand. Full pot! Okay. Yeah, definitely not a thing. Definitely not. Oh, the sizing. Oh my God, we're all over the place, chat. Altura all over the place, mate. Yeah, we're doing all right today, Siege. We're doing okay today, Siege. Oh man, Altura is flying, bruv. Can we get much higher? Oh, that's because that is the wrong table. Can we win a flip against the guy? No. Can't win a flip. It's an interesting spot. Let's go back and look at this one because not the actual pocket three spot, but the like there's a question mark here in my brain as to like we should be shoving threes versus a steal 100%. This guy is clearly punting, which means he's not going to raise fold to threes, which means we're always flipping, right? Based on the way this guy has been playing, or based on the way this guy was playing, do we actually do better avoiding this spot and trying to find a better one? I mean, we're 10 big blinds effective, so probably not. Like, if we were 20 big blinds effective and we had a note that this guy was already kind of, you know, I think it's safe to say, punting. If that was the case, then obviously we would probably avoid that at all costs because it just feels like a really low value spot. But actually doubling up at this stack depth when we're both kind of the same, and yeah, this is fine. Like I said, it's definitely not a mistake. It's just we have no fold equity. We need to be aware of that. and that's okay. We just, you know, need to make an informed decision about whether or not there's a better way to do that whole spot situation. You know what I mean? All right, 2 super regs. Freak on the left, well-known spin and go super reg. Do we want to get check raised on this board? Probably not. Do we call a lead on the turn? Probably yes. Queen high. Queen high the super nuts. Nice hand, bro. Mac, the blue tag is just that they're doing stuff that's unexpected. So usually what we do is we start by labeling a player blue when they're doing something that we consider to be like deviating from GTO or just unusual outright, just plain unusual. And then if an individual starts to get too many comments that fall into the blue category, they probably start to become more of a recreational, you know, in our sort of estimations. Occasionally, and actually quite frequently, a reg will do something unexpected that we label just because we want to have the note. We start them in blue, and then they sort of graduate to a yellow tag, which is the reg tag at a later date. So a lot of people are like, oh, the blue tag means Nick thinks you're a fish. It's like, that's not true. Loads of people started in blue and then became yellow. But basically in spin and goes, because we have such a few number of hands to play with players before we make a decision about, start to profile them as it were, it's important that we have a relatively basic way to label people, because we just want to know if they are going to do stuff that we expect them to do or they're going to do unexpected stuff. If they're unexpected, that means we can anticipate that the ranges are not going to be that close to GTO. That means we can't cap the range in the same way we do against a reg, yada, yada, yada. If they're in yellow, even if they're like a relatively not so good reg, if they're in yellow, it just means that they do have some semblance of a grasp on how to play spin and goes, and we should adjust our strategy for that specifically. Pocket sixes, just the push at 13. I think it's fine. Big blind can call us with a lot worse pairs, which is always nice. Big blind or small blind, I should say. For example, just call it in and then he makes the set. Sure, why not? Lovely stuff. Next spin and go, please. Expires March the 12th. All right, I don't know why they're 3xing, but we're not going to fold a hand as strong as Queen 10. They've decided to check, okay. I think in that case, we're going to do something like this. Beautiful. I would say probably can already surmise that this guy is doing some unusual things. Top set, not too shabby. I'm actually going to start us off with a check here against the unknown player. I don't anticipate that they're going to float correctly, so we need to allow them the rope to do something wild. Full pot, huh? Okay. Should we check again? Yeah, bit of a shame there. They turn up here with Jack Deuce offsuit, so the check was perfect to get action from that, but we're not going to get a call from that on a later street. So we've done well to get as much as we could from that. Not Nick Haya, what's up? Good to see you, man. How's it going, buddy? Make sure you hit the follow button for me, please. This is where I'll be streaming the Cards Up play. We'll be streaming Cards Up commentary on PokerStars still, of course, though.
Actually, if only there was someone that.
Thank you, March, for the follow. Appreciate it.
Expert at sub 25 big blind.
Trey's just to push over the limp, I think. Pretty straightforward stuff.
That's your voice.
Right, let's do this one. I hate it more since he won with the pocket twos. Perfect. We are technically calling a shove here with fives. Wish me luck, guys. Running into nines, annoying, but it is a call, especially against an individual we've played with a lot. So, for example, I think Irina probably is a yellow tag. We just have a couple notes that are definitely on the more unusual side. I say unusual, just stuff that we want to note. Like, it's not even like a criticism of the play necessarily. Just stuff that we want to be aware of for future games, basically. Would it get too complicated to have the ability to put two colors on a player, yellow, red? I mean, I don't know. From a developer's perspective, I'm not sure. Sweet. Okay, back in this game. Why are you barking? There's no barking. Shush. Back in the game with the ace-10 of clubs? Can we get much higher? Queen nine of spades, man. Beautiful hand. Eat this. We are probably supposed to open and then call this. This is so nasty. I think this probably is a min-raise call, but it's just so gross. It's just such a gross one. Irina is on a mission here. Boom, simplified. Running into ace-8 here, pretty sad. Pair the board. GG. All right, next game. Next game, por favore. All right, $100. We actually have had some really nice multipliers today as well. We managed to win the last two 4Xs, I think. This one would be very, very nice indeed. All right, this guy's limping the button for some reason. Unknown origins. Senor Johnny Abati. Mr. Johnny Abate. I mean, Sigma, if you're going to do that, you might as well just use a different color, I guess. You could, like, I think lots of MTT regs have, like, 6-color systems and stuff like that. You know, like, they'll have, like, you know, tight passive, loose passive, loose aggressive, I don't know. All that stuff. I would say in my opinion at least, the game has developed in a way where the average is quite high, and I would say that people are actually more studied than they were before, and the game is also a lot more GTO based, which means sometimes it's not as easy as just putting them into a category in that fashion. If we get shoved down, we're going to call here. We're going to start with a small bet. What if he just has 5-6?
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25
Thank
big
you,
blind.
Bank.
That's what you sound like.
What's up, Ben C? Nice hand. Max says, Nick, the queen 10 suited was close. I've got queen jack suited as a lower end in the pack. Okay, cool. That one there is an interesting one. I think there's a chance we might be able to like check raise that river as a bluff. Like it's not, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. Like it's not, I don't think it's actually a move that we're going to make against most players, but against people who are limping buttons, we might be able to get away with it.
Actually, if only there was someone that.
Hey, Richie Swishy, thank you very much for the follow.
25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Okay, we're still limping buttons. Queen of Hearts, 5 of Hearts. Let's go. Give me a flop I can be proud of. One big on the river. Nice. Back in the game. 16 bigs. Pretty much even Stevens now with everyone else. So far, what we're seeing from this guy is he's very much one and done, as it were. So when he deviates from that, we're going to be a little bit more hesitant to put chips in the pots. Got to pick our spots wisely here. If we can get heads up against Supersize Me, should be in with a decent shot. So guys, probably another 30-ish minutes of play. And then we'll take a look at some graphs. We'll talk about some stats. I might even upload some hands to GTO Wizard and see how those look. Because I uploaded a small batch from the heads up challenge I've done so far. I had a pretty good rating. Definitely could be better. It's a bit of a weird one though as well, because I think playing against players who are very, very good at GTO and very good at solved games like Heads Up, it's very frequently the deviation that you make away from GTO that makes you better than them. So trying to follow the strict rules and trying to be numero uno GTO wizard 100%, probably not super optimal against that field specifically, but I haven't done any spin and go hands yet. That'll be interesting to see what they say about that. I have quite a big database here as well of those to upload, so actually should have some, interesting info. We'll take a look at the graphics first, and then I'll see what I can do. I am super interested though, since I've paid the extra for it. Want to make the most of it. All right, we got a call here. Not a great flop for us. Super size me. Ooh, put a cheeky 10 on the river there. Give us a cheeky 10. All right, 7 straight. Not going to be good enough here. 10 deuce, not good either. 9-5. Really? So I'm gonna delayed see bet this one, I think, if we feel like it on the turn. Nice. Seems like he's playing more of a min-raise fold strategy so far. That's the limp, so we're at 8. So let's do...
Actually, if only there was someone that was an
on the
expert
flop,
at
man.
sub
This is
25 big
gross.
blind,
I guess for shoving. Oh man, it just feels so nasty, doesn't it? Wish me luck. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. It's a bit of weird. I'm actually not sure if we're supposed to shove here. Like, we obviously, the intention here is to effectively go all in pre-flop, right? We're putting a third of our stack in the middle, which at this point is almost no big blinds whatsoever. So this is part of the 2 sizing strategy, right? The 1/3 stack or, various other smaller ISO sizes. Once we arrive on this flop texture, it's probably one of the worst flop textures we can arrive on, really, in the grand scheme of things. We, if they have a pair, they're probably going to go with it. But also, we've got SPR1. We have 2 overcards to the board, so even if they do call with those hands, we still have significant equity. We can get hands with equity to fold. This might be a good one for review. Let's actually note this one down. We can look at this one in GTO Wiz in a sec as well, guys. So this is 8 effective, big ISO, ace jack off. Flop is, I mean, you don't want to just like give up on the hand, right? I think we're too shallow not to just shove like everything that we ISO like this, right? Like, good luck if you have a 6. Like, we still have 2 overcards, and that's obviously just like one of the worst case outcomes. But yeah, seems weird. We'll actually look at that one specifically because that's a super, super interesting one. If you're going to have these larger ISO sizes, it's interesting to know what to do. My gut instinct is that we're basically doing what is effectively an all-in from ace jack, but we're giving our opponents the opportunity to call with worse, right? So, sometimes they'll limp call with jack 10 here or something like that, or king 10, and then they'll feel like they have to go with it with the gut shot. We're getting the kind of action that we actually are. We're getting action from hands that we would otherwise not get action from if we were to shove. So, for example, 6-3 of hearts limp calls that huge ISO, that 1/3 stack ISO. That's exactly the kind of action that we're looking for, but there's no reason why if it's not 6-3, it wouldn't be 8-3 of hearts or something like that, right? In which case, he calls with a straight draw. I'm going to be very surprised if we don't shove basically 100% of our range, but we'll take a look at that one in a sec. Let's fire one more game and then we'll do some review. Test in the chat, first time chatter, Heineck. I'm so thrilled to discover your channel, Discord, YouTube, etc. I'm new to spins, but I play cash for years and I love it. Great, man. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. That really means a lot to me, man. Jamsias. Ooh, this is a 125. I didn't even see the multiplier. Jamsias. Come on. 5x. 6. All right. Wow. Gone. One more then. Jamsias. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. There's the Ocho. All right, one more game. One more proper game. All right, $50. Multipliers are popping today, man, yeah. I mean, if you think about it as well, like he had 6-3 in that spot where we shoved the ace-jack. We're risking pot to win 3 times pot, right? 33% equity required. Test. I don't actually have experience on those specifically, but if they resemble spinning go flash, it's very, very, very difficult to be profitable pre-rake back. That's not to say that they're not good with rake back, but there are very few people that can actually beat those speed of games pre-rake back. Which of course isn't their intention. The idea is to play lots of volume, and then to benefit from the rewards. Yeah, this guy is never 3-bet folding, so this is good for us. Great spot for the king queen of. Okay, what do you want the straight or do you want the flush, sir? That was a bad beat, chat. I think it's safe to say that was a bad beat. Nice hand, brah. Nice hand, brah. So Test, basically the people that I know that play spins full time, They often will play regular speed spin and goes for their main grind, where they have an edge, a considerable edge, and then they will play spinning go flash to try and get the volume in required in order to get the best possible rewards. They play during specific times where they feel like the traffic is softest in the very fast games. And that means that their edge is very close to 0 or maybe 1%. I think that there are some people that are profitable pre-rake back in those games. But very few. You have to be very skilled. You have to be very consistent. And then they focus their their normal speed stuff around the times when they think that's most profitable, where they actually have an edge pre-rake back. Because of course these games are very, very fine edge games. But even if you're not playing these games to try and, make a living, as it were, for lack of a better term, the practice of playing these will make you a significantly better poker player, because you're forced to play very wide ranges. Your hand reading has to become much better. Your situational awareness has to improve in order to, take in all the information that you have on a much smaller scale. You get much better at playing the small blind and the big blind versus button, and then button versus small blind and big blind and all that stuff. These are some of the hardest positions to play in the game of poker that you get to practice at a very high frequency. King 10 of spades, baby. Raise folding, King 10 of spades feels very sad, but I think it's appropriate here, if I'm not mistaken. This will be the last game for sure, guys. And then we'll look at some graphage, etc. I want to look at that hand in GTO Wiz as well. That is a good flop for King Queen. Does our opponent have an ace? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Nice. We actually get a decent chunk from that. Turns up here with John CS has ace-4 offsuit, which is pretty cool. Nice to get rewarded on those ones when we actually flop so big. One more big win here would be nice. Our graph today is going to be hilarious, guys. I haven't actually seen the day graph, but I'm seeing the tail end of our year graph, and we've successfully managed to destroy another session and then somehow find roller coaster in the real chips. It's crazy. It's crazy. It blows my mind how we run sometimes. What's up, Ben? Hi, Nick. Good luck. What happened to the other guy you did OP poker with, and does he still play? If you were winning mid-stakes, heads up, S&G reg, looking into other formats, would you recommend spins as a place to go? So, part one, you're making reference to James, OP Poker James. I'm not sure what he's up to. I'm not sure if he still plays anymore. We don't really speak much anymore these days. If you were a winning mid-stakes, heads up, sit and go reg, looking for other formats, would you recommend spins as a place to go? 100,000% yes. That's a very natural progression. You can move on to anything, of course, but the skill set that you have for heads up, sit and goes is going to be extremely, extremely transferable to exactly that, and that's what a lot of players did when they moved from that format. Because the heads up in spin and goes is identical to the heads up in heads up sit and goes, apart from the fact you probably end up playing 25 big blinds effective more often in heads up than you do in spins. I think the most common starting heads up effective stack is 18 big blinds or something like that. But yeah, that's just very, very natural. That's what a lot of players did. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, regarding James, not sure. After we disbanded OP Poker, don't really speak much anymore. Jamsias. Definitely got to call turn. I think we can bluff. I think we can bluff. Wish me luck. Here we go. Beautiful. So this is going to be around. This is right. All right, this is the one I wanted to randomize. Okay, we're doing it. Computer says yes. Random number generator says go. Don't get me in trouble now. Don't get me in trouble now. Lovely. And yeah, this is the limp. Really good flop for 8-5. If we do this is better. Yeah. We're getting check raised. We're calling, and then we call the shove. 7-9 would be annoying. 7-9 is definitely a hand that might check raise. We get the chips in so good on the turn there. Jamsias rivers us, unfortunately. Here's a hand I might check raise. Okay, as played. We're calling a river bet, of course. That's an annoying run out for us, though. He turns up. He had 4-5. He had 2 pair on the turn. We actually played our hand really well, but river. We're trying to convince him to bluff a lot of the time. Calling a shove here if we need to. We need some games against Wesso Lee. That we do. That is a good run out now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that is a good run out. Can we capitalize on the Jamsias? Can we capitalize on the Jamsias? Can we get the showdown? Can we get the showdown, please? Oh, this is definitely bluff territory. This is definitely bluff territory for JumpCS here. We don't have enough time back. That could quite easily be a hero call, I think. I'm going to trap ace-9 here as well. That could quite easily be a hero call with the queen-4. JumpCS way too good, man. Way, way too good. How about that for a run out? Yeah, I am tempted to hero call here. I do think this is the kind of run out where JumpCS can turn straight draws into bluffs. I do think there's a chance he thinks that we might be chopping as well with the queen once in a while. If I have a bit more time, there's a chance I might hero call there, but unfortunate. Trapping ace-5 here as well. I mean, at some point, JumpCS is gonna have to like actually make the move when we trap. I feel like he very rarely raises under 10 effective, but I don't know. I might have to do some statistical analysis on old JumpCS here. Some statistical analysis on JumpCS. Hold! Big finish. Big finish. Come on now. Come on now. 2.25 bigs. Yeah, this is definitely a push. Just not enough big blinds to want to miss the spots. Get there. King 4 is a call. Wish me luck. I'm telling you guys, somebody needs to do some analysis on this trap. This trap! Finally got action when we trapped. Get there! God damn. Somebody needs to do analysis on our luck, man. Tell you what. Man, do we run bad. It's insane. We actually had a really, really, really good day today in terms of like winning some all-ins. Let me show you what I mean, guys, because it sounds like I'm complaining after we had a really good session, but we had a fantastic session until the last couple games there. Let's take a look at some graphs now, guys. All right, so this is the year graph so far. It hasn't even been updated yet. Let me give this a refresh and you'll see what I mean here. We are absolutely annihilating spin and goes right now, guys. The yellow line there, of course, is our EV line, which is going through the fucking roof. Currently winning 87 chips per game at the 25s, which is just absolutely out of this world high. Again, don't even know if that's going to be sustainable in the long run, but we're definitely crushing in the games we've played so far this year. 222 games played, not a whole lot of volume either. Caveat, caveat, you know what I'm saying? We actually, this is today's graph, guys. We'll look at it in a sec. This was us running good, and then this was giving back almost half of those chips in cold blood, while our EV line went the opposite direction. Pretty brutal. Is Queen 4 worse than 7-4 or something like that? He would bluff Queen High on the river. I'm not sure if in spins I'm not sure if in spins blockers matter much. Blockers are a huge deal in spins. In fact, blockers are, I would say that blocker, it depends how you're applying them, but there are certain blocker effects that are more powerful when your opponent's ranges are smaller. In spinning goes, the blocker thing is definitely a consideration, but I think it's used just in a slightly different manner, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's take a look at today, and you guys will understand what I'm talking about, because today was a good day for us. But yeah, pretty much this is where we're at. So our actual EV line going basically straight up. This was us running good. This was us actually running good. This is us basically arriving at expectation. If I get rid of the red line, if I get rid of these lines, it's actually easier to see. So the yellow line here obviously indicating a very strong play. 157 chips per game in today's session. We absolutely murdered it. We ended up winning 125 bucks. Definitely should have been more. We probably lost about 5 buy-ins there at the end with us just literally coming straight down like that. And then if I go back to this year, you guys can see what I'm talking about. Almost looked like we were going to catch up today, but there we go. We put in a very good shift, guys. We actually played awesome. Overall, so far this year, the spin and goes have been on fire. I honestly don't know if 87 chips per game is even really possible these days because the games are so competitive, but we certainly are doing a lot right, and it feels good, and we're making progress. Let's take a look at some other things as well. So first of all, before we move on, let's take a look at the all-time graph and spins. Beautiful stuff. Definitely doing a lot right. Seems like we're actually on a bit of a bigger upswing than usual in the EV graph, which is good. We've been playing a lot of poker behind the scenes, so that would make sense. I guess the next thing that I wanted to potentially look at, guys, is this hand in GTO Wiz. Let me get this set up first. First things first, guys, I'm going to close stars completely. Whenever we use any software or browser-based software like this, we want to make sure that we're following the rules. We don't want to be in any trouble. So let's make sure that everything is closed up properly. And then let's open up GTO Wiz. So PokerStars now is no longer open, guys. So all the study that we're doing now is perfectly within TOS. So let me fire up GTO Wiz. Like I said, I just paid for the big subscription. Or the second to biggest subscription. So I want to make good use of this program when we can. So one sec, let me open up the hand history here really quick. I think everything is okay. Just trying to make sure I don't dox myself here in the process. Let's do some review. All right, gang. So a couple things we want to look at, or this is the main one that we wanted to look at. This is the main hand first. I might actually do the upload stuff later on. It's going to be boring for you guys to watch anyway. So this was the ace jack hand that we played just a minute ago in the bigger multiplier game. We ISO'd 1/3 of our stack with ace jack off. He calls with 6-3 of hearts, which again I think is probably a considerable mistake. Which is exactly why we want to be having these awkward stack size, these awkward ISO sizes, because unless you know how to play against it perfectly, it's actually very difficult to play against perfectly anyway. People will make bigger mistakes than if we play a pure push fold in this situation. First of all, let's double check that we do have a 1/3 stack ISO, and then let's see what we do on 7-6-9 rainbow, because I'm pretty sure we're just supposed to jam. So let's start in classic. Let's reset this one over here. Let's fire up. We're looking for 8 big blinds specifically. Our opponent has called, and now we are going to look at the different sizes. So we do have a large size. So a 3.5x ISO is going to be accurate. That's exactly what we did here. If you look at the hands we do it with, it's actually ace jack off, ace queen off, ace king off. So again, perfect hand selection. GTO, beautiful. So we've ISO'd to that big size. Now let's just see the flop. It should basically be push fold. The cool thing about simplified situations like this, or spots that aren't as complicated, is it's going to be a yes/no answer. There's not really too much deviation that we want to make away from this strategy. So the flop was 7-6-9 rainbow. Keep that open for a minute, actually. First of all, see, 6-3 suited is not part of this range, is it, guys? That's what we want to look. 6-3 suited, definitely, I mean, like maybe like a 5% call or something like that, but this is definitely a mistake on their part, and you know, you can imagine other combinations that we described earlier being a part of that mistake range as well. So they've called. The board is, God, my memory's so bad, 7-6-9 rainbow. And first act, ace jack off. Okay, cool, we do a mix of everything. So this is the combination in question. If we actually look at the strategy here, We're going to be all in about 34.6% of the time. We're going to be betting 3 about 29.2% of the time. It kind of just is what it is. There should be a way for us to look at the table here as well. That's a little bit easier to see. So we have 4.5 big blinds, and pretty much all answers are correct. So the shove is correct in this situation. I wanted to see the equity breakdown. I'm not really sure. I'm still getting used to this program, guys. I want to actually see the equity. Oh, and that's not it. Here you go. I think this is it. That's strat plus equity. Oh, that's the total equity of the line. Strat plus EV. Compare EV. Still getting used to this, guys. Oh no, we don't want to do that one. Equity. I was hoping. Sometimes they'll tell you what the actual equity of each situation, of each line is, but when it's split evenly across all, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, it means pretty much all of them are the same. In any case, confirmed, shove is fine, good stuff, that's cool. So, really quick, guys. I'm not sure how, this actually should be relatively speedy, but I might try and give it a go while we're here. But I just want to make sure I'm not going to dox myself in the process. So I'm going to turn off the camera for a minute. I'm going to turn off the table for a minute, excuse me. The desktop, excuse me. And let me see if we can pull it out of here. So basically, this is the entire database. Copy hand history, export hands. Let's give this a go. Desktop, entire database. Entire spin DB. Oh no, that's fine. Just do it there. Tess says, I'll transfer on PokerStars and study the 25 big blind one. They look really fun too. I mean, the 25 big blind ones are, in my opinion, almost a perfect format. Like, it's the perfect mix between speed, where it's a fast format, but it's not so fast that it's completely ridiculous. The pacing of the structure, I think, is very, very clever in the sense that each level you do feel like you get a decent amount of play. It feels like you have a fair amount of transitional time between the levels where it doesn't feel like there's one big jump or not. And then in reference to your question, the ISO to 2.75, I think it's not just for that specific spot, but having a 2 ISO size strategy, I think, is considerably better than the alternative. All right, 147 hands exported. Okay, cool. This is it then. So let me try and upload this really quick, guys. I know you can't see anything right now, but you know, don't worry. Files. Upload folder, no, upload file, desktop. What is this thing called? Just do it like this. Oh yeah, that works too. Oh, that's annoying. So let's just do. Let's just do 25. Let's do these 3 and see if that works. All right, 1 sec. Upload folder. PokerStars. Okay, I might have to do this off. I might have to do this off stream, guys, because it might take too long. But yeah, having the 2 sizes does make a considerable difference, and the reason for that is because people just don't understand it. They don't know how to respond to it. But also, one thing that I encountered was I spoke to a lot of my spin and go friends, and they said, look, I don't usually have the 2 sizings because I just like can't be bothered to learn it, and like the alternative is very similar in EV. But you have to remember that the alternative is similar in EV, assuming your opponents know how to counter it perfectly, and pretty much nobody does. So the EV gained by playing that strategy, even if you're applying it
actually,
imperfectly, is still very
was
powerful, and I think actually
was
becomes
an
very, very,
expert
very
at
difficult to play
sub-25
against if
big
you're
blind,
not studied. Miggy, thank you very much for following. Good to see you.
That's what you sound like.
So guys, I'm going to wrap it there actually. I was hoping to potentially do some of these uploads. Let me see. It's not uploading anything right now. All right, I'll do this off stream, and then I'll let you guys know what the results are when we come back, perhaps tomorrow. Tomorrow's another Spin and Go day, guys, as per usual. Thursday, we are doing a Chat Pro Poker Show. If you guys haven't seen that before, !CPPS in the chat. And basically, that is the first one of the year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do an announcement about it on socials today. I'm also going to do a giveaway on my social media as well. So if you guys don't follow me on my socials, give me a follow there. I'm giving away some really big prizes in the lead up to Thursday's stream for Chat Pro Poker Show. And then we're going to announce on Chat Pro Poker Show specifically. So if you guys want to take advantage, keep your eye out on my social media. It'll be on my Instagram and my Twitter. And then, of course, feel free to join on the YouTube. Feel free to join on the Discord and all the other stuff like that too. We're going to sign off there, guys. Very successful session. If we can have more streams like this, then we're obviously absolutely murdering the $25 stakes and spins. So I hope you guys have a good evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow from 2 p.m. onwards back here at Nick Walsh TV, and then also on the YouTube channel as well. But that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I'll see you guys next time.